Yes, sir. I now I request Professor Padole, the director VNIT, and he is instrumental in signing an MOU between VNIT and Vibhavani. And as Rajivji has said, we need to have deeper and a longer association between VNIT and Vibhavani, so that the technologies which VNIT has developed can reach out to the masses and the common people. So I request Director VNIT to give his remarks.
Am I audible? Sachin?
Sir.
Yes, sir, you are audible. Yes.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Dr. Sachin Mandavgane. Good afternoon to everybody. Mr. Rajive from Vibhavani. I'm extremely happy that after signing the MOU with Vibhavani, this is the first program that we are organizing, although in a virtual mode. But I'm sure that the way the situation is improving, we'll be in a position to organize further programs in offline mode. Uh, I welcome all of you, all the participants, my friend Professor Eshwe, Rashmi Uddanwadikar and Abhijit Raut who will be imparting this training, and all the participants for this first training program that we are organizing combinedly with Vibhavani. Actually, as Raju has said very rightly, that we need to do as a individual also and as a technical institute something for the rural sector, just to improve their livelihood, also to make sure that they are getting good sort of employment. Then by using the technology, we also want to see that their drudgery is reduced, their quality of the product that they are producing, that should be improved, the productivity should be improved, and we should be in a position to also reduce their fatigue and those kind of things as an engineer. So that is what is in fact the purpose of VNIT while signing the MOU with Vibhavani. And I'm happy that as a part of the KVIC project also and partner with KVIC, VNIT has come out with number of technologies with a view, as I said, to improve the quality, productivity of the product and also to reduce the drudgery and the fatigue of the persons who are working. And we have developed about 10 to 11 technologies as a part of this KVIC project. And one such product is this agarbatti making machine, for which today we are having a training program. As far as this agarbatti making machine is concerned, uh, that of course my colleague Professor Peshe will talk more about that, but I'll just give a small idea about that, how these things are developed. In fact, about few years back, Dr. Reddy, who was a CFO of Gadchiroli, Chief Conservator Forest of Gadchiroli district, he came to us, to our department, and he just wanted to know whether something can be done for the tribal women to give them a sort of a employment by way of producing or developing this agarbatti making machine. And he brought in fact one machine which otherwise we were importing from the Taiwan, and he just asked us that can we do something on that. And then myself and Rashmi and others, they just sat on that and tried to see what is possible. And then we called those tribal women at VNIT, and we saw how they are presently making the agarbattis. We also observe how that machine works, and then based on our experience and other things, we design. Uh, we feel that relatively better agarbatti making machine, and few of such machines were given to the forest department, and they started working on that, and they also generated some sort of a employment for the tribal women. So that is how it started. And then we also continued to work, particularly Rashmi, on that machine, and we made a lot of improvement. And I think now whatever machine and the related operations are concerned, that we are quite good in making the things in a proper way. Of course, there is always scope for the improvement, and we are trying for that. So this is as far as agarbatti making machine is concerned, and for that, uh, Abhijit, who got the a sort of a certification for a trained operator sort of thing, he will be giving a training to the various persons from Vibhavani. As regard the other things are concerned, as I was telling you that we are working with KVIC almost from last 10 to 15 years. When Professor Mahesh Sharma was chairman of KVIC, and he decided to involve the various technical institutions, NITs and IIT, for the improvement of the rural sector. And our journey also started from that. And VNIT was then identified as the technical interface for the Vidarbha, Chhattisgarh, and part of Maharashtra, and with a motto that we need to identify the problems of this area, and not only just identify the problems but also give the solutions for that, technical solutions. And then we started working on that as a team, and I'm happy that we have come out with about 10 to 12 technologies which are useful for the rural development. Some of the technologies are like mosquito coil making machine, then doomstick making machines, stirrup making machines. Then because this area is a cotton growing area, so there are various processes through which this cotton has to go. So for that, we developed a lot of machines like double roller ginning machine, modified double roller ginning machine, then baling, mechanical baling press, and many such machines we have developed. And the main purpose of this technology development is to create the employment for the youth in the rural area, and also, as I said, to improve their quality and productivity. So from that point of view, various technologies were developed, and I'm happy that many of these technologies through KVIC, they have been disseminated at various part of the countries, and we got a good feedback. And recently also, I'm happy to share with you that about 4 or 5 of our technologies, which we have developed, we are sending it to KVIC Mumbai office for a sort of a demonstration, and these things already we have dispatched the machines. So the things are going in the right direction, but at the same time, I personally feel that if you have to disseminate the technologies, and if you really wish that these technologies should reach to the final these stakeholders, then we need to have a sort of a collaboration with the NGOs who are actually working with the at the ground level. So from that point of view, we signed a MOU with Vibhavani, who is very closely working with the grassroots workers and the skilled and unskilled laborers. Uh, I am happy that after signing this MOU, this is the first sort of a program that we are arranging. And if we continue to do this kind of thing, then whatever VNIT has developed, or other NITs and other organizations are developing the various technologies, they will reach to the proper persons, and it will be a sort of a win-win situation for Vibhavani and also for these technical institutions. So from that angle, I consider this to be a first step in that direction, and I'm happy that uh, Dr. Sachin Mandavgane, Rashmi, and the whole team has taken an initiative, and they decided to organize this first program in a very short period, uh, because in fact they wanted to organize it in a physical mode, but somehow because of the present situation it could not be done. and we are doing it in a virtual mode. But I'm sure that in the coming days, we'll be organizing this training program in a physical mode, and I invite Rajiv and their team to come to the VNIT campus and with their, of course, the participant, so that we will be in a position to demonstrate not only this agarbatti making machine demonstration, but also the various technologies that we are developed. So it will be a sort of a situation which will benefit the workers, because when they will be coming to this place, they will be getting training on more than one technology, and then they can go to their places and they can use it, and definitely that will help to uh, make them a sort of a self-employment, and they can have their own business, and they can also give the employment to others. So with this, I thank uh, Sachin for inviting me over here to share some of my views with the participants, and I wish that this program is a great success. And again, repeatedly, I'm telling you that please call them on our campus for a training in a physical mode. Thank you once. Thank you, Sachin.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, and Director VNIT and the head of the family of VNIT is always very keen about dissemination of technologies. And in 2019 March, we had very first meeting of Vibhavani on VNIT campus, and this is how the journey started. And we look forward for the Vibhavani associates on VNIT campus once again. Now, I request Abhijit. See, now the program is following. We are going to demonstrate 4 technologies. One is agarbatti making machine, mosquito repellent coil machine, dhoop stick making machine, and stirrup machine. And there will be a presentation, short 3 to 4 slides for each machine, followed by a video, short video of 4 to 5 minutes. And this is how we will span the online demonstration of 4 technologies. Once the technologies, you can interrupt and you can ask question in between as well. So now I request Abhijit to start the demonstration. And Abhijit introduction is, as director said, Abhijit is a PhD scholar, one at VNIT with director sir. One, and second is that he is a certified trainer for agarbatti making machine. So he is contributing in KVIC different projects as well. So Abhijit, please start.
Thank you, Sachin sir. Thank you, all respected dignitaries. My slide is visible.
The slide is visible, but you put it. Yeah, this is better.
Okay. Is it visible, sir? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Welcome to all participants. We are starting for the demonstration session. Demonstration of VNIT's developed machine, like pedal operated agarbatti making machine, dhoop stick making machine, mosquito repellent making machine, which are from the aroma industry side, and a stirrup making machine, which is for the construction areas, means construction industry. So we are starting for the pedal operated agarbatti making machine. As Honorable Director said, Sir said that dedicated this machine was developed perspective for the tribal and the rural areas. As you know, there are various processing for the agarbatti making machine. One is hand rolled agarbatti making machine process, and automatic, and another is pedal operated. But as you know, for those forest and hilly area region or tribal area region, there is short of power supply. So that was the constraint. So we can't use the automatic agarbatti making machine, and dedicatedly conventionally for the agarbatti making, we used to that hand rolled agarbatti making. But various limitations are there for hand rolled as well. That it increases the fatigue. It also affects the musculoskeletal related disorder, and productivity is also less. So with inputs from those forest people, VNIT had developed this machine. Another issue was there. Those Taiwan-made machine was there, an existing machine. Those have various problems related to ergonomics. Even certain limitation were there. Those limitation or constraint were solved with the help of this our pedal operated machine. So machine is pedal operated machine. The products which we can develop with this pedal operated agarbatti machine is scented agarbatti and raw agarbatti. Like you have seen various agarbattis which has good fragrance. So this type of agarbatti we can develop, and also raw agarbatti, which is used to say kachi agarbatti, which we can supply to various big industry. So as you know, agarbatti plays an important role. It is a major market area for the fragrance, for meditation and spirituality. We are using this agarbatti, so it plays a very important role for the business. And this of this machine, the capacity is ranging from 5 to 10 kg. Like initially, if any worker is beginner, so the production will 3 kgs per day, like in 8 hours, 3 kg to 5 kgs. But with the experience, the hands-on, the production may increase like up to 10 kgs per day. And we have seen the other industry persons also, they can produce up to 20 kg per day. So the capacity will depends on the person to persons, mean with the experience. Like currently, the machine cost of this is 35,000 at Nagpur, and the transportation and packaging cost will be extra. And approximately 10% of the total cost will be the maintenance cost per year. For this machine, we require the raw material like it likes a premix. Means I'll share the ingredients of that mix like a masala. Like you have seen that the agarbatti is coated with some black or white, you can say that area coating. That is nothing but a mix, right? So for that, we need to prepare the mix. So the general costing for that mix is 25 to 30 rupees per kg. Also, it depends on the area and availability in agarbatti industry. Also, another thing as a raw material we required, which plays an important role, is bamboo sticks, which is currently the costing is 130 per kg. And for the pedal operated agarbatti making machine, we can use China stick. I would like to add one point here. For the as a raw material, we use bamboo stick which are imported from Vietnam and China. China is preferring the good bamboo stick for the agarbatti production, and we are happy that VNIT is also working that we can use Indian bamboo for this as a raw material, so that the import which we are doing from Vietnam and China, that will be stopped, and we can shift to make in India bamboo stick as well. So currently the rate of that China stick is 130 per kg, and Vietnam is 120 per kg, right? So, and this is about the raw material. I am repeating, the pricing of the raw material cost will be depends on the area, region, mean like city to city or state to state, and the agarbatti industry, right? Then we have seen the agarbatti pouches, right? The range of means MRP of that agarbatti will be range from 5 rupees to 50. Like you have seen the agarbatti which is selling outside the temples, like 5 or 4 sticks, which doesn't have any scent, right? So those are you can sell from 5 rupees, 10 rupees like that. And after you have seen the various premium fragrance agarbatti sticks as well, which is ranging for 50 to 100 also, like Z Black, Z Black, cycle agarbattis, and various agarbattis are there. So it depends on the quality of fragrance. It depends on the number of stick or weight. So as a business person, which we are going to move forward, so those costs are different. Okay. So you can see this image. This is the pedal operated agarbatti making machine, modified pedal operated agarbatti making machine developed by VNIT. And these are some of the agarbatti, fresh agarbatti, which we have developed with the help of this machine. So we will proceed for what are the ingredients or things required for the agarbatti making. Like as I said, if you have seen the agarbatti, the coating is there. So what we need, what are the things needed for that particular mix? So we required a charcoal, like you are aware about the koila, right? Coal. So charcoal, wood powder are the two main things for this that's mix. And another thing like gawar gum, jiget, we need. But if we are taking the example of 1 kg premix, so 40% will be the charcoal and 60% will be the wood powder. Okay, charcoal and wood powder, these are helpful for the burning, right? So this will be the 1 kg premix mix we will be doing before the actual production. Then as you can see, there is a bamboo stick and this premix, right, mix. We need to coat it on the bamboo stick, whether it is China or whether it is Vietnam. It should be adhered to the bamboo surface. So for that, for sticking adhesive purpose, we are incorporating the gawar gum and jiget. These two material we are using as a binders for this agarbatti, right? So these are the main materials, we can say: charcoal, wood powder, gawar gum, and jiget, right? And after the mix of this four materials, we can pour the water. As I told you, as reference given for the 1 kg, we use approximately 800 grams water. But it also depends on the weather condition as well. Like in summer and rainy season, it will vary. Okay, so this is the raw materials we required for the agarbatti making. And those proportion which I have showed, it also it may change plus minus tolerance like 5 grams, we can say. And like I would like to put another point here. Like this is for the black agarbatti which we have seen. There are other agarbattis also in this market, like white agarbatti you have seen, Loban agarbatti, handmade. So according to agarbatti, the composition will change. Like if I'm taking the one short example for the white agarbatti which you have seen. So at that composition, we will remove the charcoal and we will use wood powder completely 1 kg as a 1 kg. 100% wood powder we will use as a composition. But as we have removed the charcoal, for the burning purpose, we will add burning powder, which is one of the add-on in that particular composition. So forget about it. That is another thing. But basically, you can think that these are the ingredients. These are the important elements of that particular coating which you have seen. Okay, charcoal, wood powder, gawar gum, jiget, water. Now we will move ahead for the like as I told you, for the agarbatti manufacturing, what we required: premix, mix of those material, and bamboo stick, right, and machine for the processing. So how it done? Okay, so first initially we will prepare the mix. I'm going to demonstrate showing the demonstrated video as well, but initially we will discuss in short. Okay, so we will prepare the mix. Like as I told you, these are the ingredients. We will first mix it properly, like initially charcoal and wood powder. Then we are going to add this binder agent, and we are pouring the water, and we are preparing the mix like atta dough you have seen. In such manner we have to prepare the mix, right? After that, we need to pour that mix masala, we can say in local language, in that agarbatti making machine. You have seen this is the hopper. Is it visible? We will pour that masala over here. Okay. So after that, then after pouring the masala over here, we are going to move this handle. You can see my arrow is visible. Arrow. Okay. So we will move this handle. Okay. So with respect to this movement, that this piston, you can see it will move down, moves downward. Okay, and it will apply the pressure on that dough. As after some time, as you feel the pressure, we will shift the movement of hand on the pedal. Okay, then we will shift the movement on the paddle, and with the pedal means foot, we will apply the pressure on this masala. After that, we need to do some adjustment for the extrusion. We will check whether this masala is coming out properly or not. So with respect to applying the pressure, we need to check the extrusion properly. And once the adjustment will be with the help of this nut, which you can see, there is a small nut and one big nut, and inside of this assembly there is a rocket and die. I'll show you in that particular video. So size, you have seen the multi diameter of the means various diameter of the agarbattis, right? So that depends on that rocket and die diameter, internal diameter, right? So once we have checked the extrusion properly, then we will apply the pressure from the this paddle, and we will insert the bamboo stick from this end, right? From this end, we will insert the bamboo stick, and at same moment, we will apply the pressure, and the agarbatti will came out from this end, right? So we will see that particular video. Okay. After that, when the agarbatti comes out from that another side, then we will stack, we will keep those agarbatti for the drying for say 4 days, depending on the weather conditions. Okay, so like for that we can use the sunlight as well, but in rainy season we can use the dryer as well. There are dedicated dryer for those agarbattis. Okay, after after the drying properly, then we will check the quality of that particular agarbattis. If you observe the agarbatti which you are using at your home, there are various defects in particular those agarbatti. Like if you have seen sometime the agarbatti chip off from the top or from the bottom or from the middle, right? If you observe it properly, so those effects we have to seen earlier before the perfuming, because perfume is costly. So we need to check it earlier so that wastage can be reduced. Okay, after the quality check, means like we need to check what as I said, the defects like chip off. Even we need to we have to check the burning, whether it is burning properly or not. Like we need to check the multi burning positions inside the home, outside the home, inclined, vertical. Those check we need to do. Okay, and after that we will perfume it. Perfume it means we dip in the perfume and DEP. There is a mixed solution, and we will dip that those agarbatti stack over there, and then we will keep another drying step, and then after that we will get the final agarbatti, scented agarbatti, which we used to see at our home, and then packaging and sale. This is the overall step of agarbatti making. Okay, understood. So now we are watching the demonstration. You can see we are preparing the masala, means we can say mixture, premix. We can take a tub and we have mixed the various ingredients. This is for the black coating agarbatti, black premix. And you required weighing machine as well. This is a sample, so you can use any portable weighing machine. Even you can see we are pouring the water. So it is hand-based mixing. Okay, it is hand-based means if there is quantity is very small, so you can mix it with hand. But if your production is very high and you required in tons raw materials, so at that time you can use the mixer as well. There are dedicated mixer machines which is having the reverse forward arrangement, so you can use those mixer machine as well for this mixing purpose. So it is as simple as like you have seen the roti making in your kitchens, right? So we need to prepare the dough like that. Okay, you can see this is the stack of materials. And we need to check whether it is binded properly. This is mixed properly, and we need to finally, after the pouring the water, we need to check like this. You can see the finish. We need to check that it is binding like a laddu, right? You can see this is checking also. It's like a sticky surface. Then we have moved that material is okay, mix masala is okay, we can say. You can see we are checking, trying making laddus like shape, and then with the thumb we are checking it is sticky or surfaces, how it is surface. That you can see we will first incorporate the hopper or that assembly. Then this is a rocket. This is a rocket, okay, and this is a die. This is a die. We will insert the die from one side. This is a nut, small nut, as I said, and this is the big nut. We can say larger nut. Okay. This is the assembly. We need to check. Initially, we keep it at initially as a tight, and then as I told you that we need to check the extrusion. At that time, we move those clockwise, anti-clockwise, and we need to set that proper assembly. Like you can see, there is a locking arrangement. This is the bush. We will inserting this masala in this particular hopper. This is a bush which is going to apply the pressure over here. This is the handle. Right side you can see this is a gear with handle. Initially we are going to applying the pressure with the help of this handle. 80% of the hopper we used to fill that masala over here. Now see, after that we are going to lock that articular joint and we are moving this handle. And when we feel that there is some pressure, we need to shift on paddle, then we will applying the pressure with the paddle. You can see before that we need to check the extrusion is properly or not, and then we are going to we are inserting this bamboo stick from an opposite side, and this agarbatti will came out from this. If there is a problem with the finishing of this coating, we need to set this nut arrangement, right? Sometime what happen if the any ingredients, mostly the water, if water increases or jiggate increases, it may affect the extrusion. So we need to set this setting as well. You can observe this from another side. We are inserting the bamboo stick. In that fashion, we got the agarbattis. Sometimes also happen there may be obstruction with the dust, right? So we need to every time maintain this. We need to remove that nut and we have to clean that die as well. There is no wastage. We can use this other coating again. We used to insert that remaining coating in hopper again. So no wastage there as such. So this was the agarbatti, which is very widely being used in our country, right? So our next. Okay. Our next technology, which VNIT has developed earlier, this is dhoop stick making machine, which is also useful for the aroma industry. So you can see this is a manual dhoop stick making machine. The products same, like product which we can produce from this particular machine is like dhoop sticks. Dhoop stick you can currently we are going to discuss the Gomay dhoop, organic, or we can say herbal dhoop, Ayurvedic dhoop. Those type of dhoop we can dhoop stick we can develop with our machine, and even we can use the means like agarbatti masala which you have seen. Those type masala also we can use as a perfume dhoop stick. So all type of dhoop stick we can develop with this machine. Machine cost is ranging from 20,000 at Nagpur. As I told you, transportation and packaging will be extra at another location. Capacity 1500 to 200 2000 sticks per day. Okay, per day means 8 hours. But also it depends on the person to person. With experience, it may vary. Initially, it may 1,000. Okay, and then maintenance cost. It is having means like as I said, for the machine, it is 10% of the total cost. 10%, and maintenance cost of this particular machine means like there is you can see there is a less mechanism, so it is well handy, and consumable also not so much. Like you have seen in agarbatti making machine, there is a consumable like dye and rocket. As I said, diameter change with respect to dye, like that. Here there is a no consumable. Simple. There is a extruder which we are moving with this handle, and simple that masala will came out in that stick fashion. So maintenance is very low. And then raw material is costing like premix, I'm telling you, 70 to 90 rupees per kg. Okay, and then this is the Gomay premix I'm telling you. No? I'm sharing the ingredients as well. Gomay, as because as sir said that most of the participant would like to carry forward for the farmer or rural, and there is this type of raw material is readily available at that place. That's why we have incorporated that composition over here. Okay, and then this is the premix costing, current costing. Then you have seen the MRP, like product cost. Like one packet is including of 12 number of that sticks, which is used ranging from 25 rupees to 30 rupees. It depends on the company, it depends on the perfume, right? So these are the overview, and this is the machine, and these are the some of the current output from this machine, dhoop stick making machine. Okay, so you can keep in mind, this is the hopper. Okay, this is the handle, and this is the extruder platform. Okay, and this is the stand. These are the raw materials like Lal Chandan, Nagar Motha, Kapur Kachri, Jatamasi, Ral, Gomay. Gomay means like Gomutra, we used to say, and Gobar, and water if needed. These are the things we required as a raw material. This is some one of the proportion is as a sample for 3 kg approx. Okay, it depends, like depends as per the production, we can change the proportion. Okay, like here also every ingredients are important. I would like to add one point. No one share the composition. With experience, you can add the other things like this proposition for the Gomay dhoop stick, for the which is also for the Ayurvedic dhoop stick, which is used to remove the negativity from house, like that. So you can add on other materials as well. Okay, and here Kapur Kachri for the scent, Raal for the burning, helping the burn in burning of that dhoop, right? So these are the some of the ingredients, and we mix it properly, which is the first step. Okay, same here, we prepare the mix from the various ingredients. Then that masala mix we pour in that hopper, which I have shown earlier in dhoop stick making machine. Like we will pour this masala in this hopper, then we will move this handle, okay, which is attached with this wheel, and then as soon as the pressure will be on that masala, it will be extruded from this portion. same like a chakli or shevai, if you have seen, like soft tea also. Okay, extrusion process will be there, and that sticks will be came out from here. And after there will be the long sticks will be there. Then we will apply, we will cut in a desired shape, and then drying. We'll kept it for the drying. And if needed, like for the gomay agarbattis, gomay sticks, we used to dry, and that directly we with the quality check we used to sell. We didn't we are not used to do the perfuming, as it is for the ayurvedic and that medicinal purpose. And if we are using the other premix, which is dedicatedly for the fragrance, like you have seen the Z Black, Rocket brands. So if required perfuming, we'll do the perfuming, and then for packaging and selling. Right. These are the steps for the dhoop stick making process. Right. We are seeing the actual demo as well. You can see. This is the premix which we have prepared from the ingredients which I have shown earlier. We need to mix it properly so that it will regains all the properties of various elements. After that, all those material will be mixed, and then the liquid things we have incorporated to prepare the dough. Like you can see this ghee. We will incorporate the ghee initially, and then the gomutra as well. Like I say, I told you in agarbatti making dough, we can check like we can make a laddu like shape, and then we are pressing the thumb. And if your surface is like sticky and smooth, at that time the check was done that material okay. Here, the like you can see the gomutra we are poured here in mix. So here the change will be in respect to color of that particular masala premix. Okay, like earlier it will be a little lighter, and after some time of the mix it will become a darker in color. Okay, here also we can pour the little amount of water if needed, or we can increase the quantity of gomutra, and it is also depending on the weather condition. Even many time happens if extrusion is not proper in agarbatti, in dhoop stick as well. So we can change or increase the ingredients. Okay. Here we can also use the fresh cow dung as well as a slurry, means cow dung slurry. I mean, it was the premix, means what gobar powder was there, but still, as a, if we have the fresh gobar, that slurry we can use in that premix. some person, some manufacturer also add some gavar gum, as I told you, in agarbatti making machine, agarbatti, metal of agarbatti. So we can add gavar gum as a binder if required. Same here. We also we are here. We are going to check with like sound, not sound. The comment here. Like a laddu shape that we can we will check. If we can mold it in proper laddu shape, then we will move ahead further. Further for the actual manufacturing of dhoop stick. Then we will pour that masala here in hopper, and you have seen that as soon as we are applying the pressure through that particular handle, this extruded dhoop stick will came out from these holes. Okay, after that we will cut from this slots. Okay, as per the dimension needed, like from cutter we can cut it, and you can see the dimension as per the requirement. We can change the slot. In that fashion we will cut it, and then we will remove it from that particular platform. Okay, in that fashion we will get done. Okay, that was about the dhoop stick making machine. Okay, another machine it's a mosquito repellent coil making machine. So here the image you can see, this is the manual mosquito repellent coil making machine. Here also we can produce mosquito repellent coils like Gomay mosquito repellent coils as well, and like inorganic, means where we are used to use chemicals, various chemical as well. Okay, machine cost is 40,000 in Nagpur. Capacity 360 coils per day approx. It also depends on the, and main time consumed will be for this mixing. But once mix is ready, then we can produce multiple coils, approximate 360 coils per day, like 7 to 8 hours. Okay, and then maintenance cost same 10% per year will required. Raw material here current costing is 120 to 150 per kg. It is a premix. Also, as I told you earlier as well, noted it depends on the area, city, and the market condition, right? Then you have seen this coil, like initially kachwa chap agarbatti, which you are saying, kachwa, like initially those this shape were there, right? So this packet means MRP of that current rate 10 coils per packet, and it is costing for 50 rupees. Also the costing will be depend on the business or entrepreneur, so you can keep costing differently. Okay, so you can see this coil also, and this is the machine. Okay. We'll move ahead for the process. So these are the some raw materials which we required for the Gomay mosquito repellent coils. Maida, lakdi powder, rohitak powder, neem powder, nagarmotha powder, tulsi powder, ral powder, as gawar gum, gobri powder, masi powder, purana powder, neem oil, lemon oil, gomutra. Like initially you have also seen in dhoop stick, we are discussing herbal products, rightly, as an example. Okay, so these are the important ingredients of that particular mix. Maida lakdi powder we can use as a binder. As I told you in agarbatti also, here we need a binder. As a binding agent, we use maida lakdi powder, gawar gum, rohitak powder. Like here, it is rohitak properties is having the mosquito repellent. Like if you are aware of the citronella. So some elements have the property like from their fragrance that it repels the it helps to repel the mosquitoes. So those properties Rohitak powder is having. Neem powder also we used to use for the same purpose for the Ayurvedic and even for the mosquito repellent. Nagarmutha is for scent, Tulsi powder, Ral for the burning. So every ingredients have their own what we can say importance, and we need to mix it properly. Okay, so next same manufacturing process, we are going to mix it properly. Okay, prepare the mix from the ingredients. Then like here in the third step, we are going to use like prepare as a roti like shape from that particular premix, and then we'll put that roti. I'm showing you here. Like initially, we will prepare the roti-like shape from that particular premix. Then we will put that roti beneath this, you can say punch. Okay. Then we will apply the pressure with this lever. Okay. As soon as the lever, we apply the pressure, it will apply the pressure on that roti, and it will regains that particular shape. Okay. I'll show you in that particular video. You can see here, same here also. We will prepare the mix from various ingredients. You can see this black, gray color mix. We can mix, we need to mix it properly. As you have seen that those ingredients or elements are mixed properly, then we will pour the liquid content. Like here in mosquito, liquid contents are the neem tail and lemon oil. Means neem oil and lemon oil, you can say. That bottle, that mix was the mix of neem tail and lemon oil, which we have poured in this mix. And add on to that, we will apply the gomutra as well. See, this we have applied the gomutra now. Then we'll mix it properly again. Mixing takes generally more time only, and then the main processing of the coil, mosquito repellent coil, is little faster. Same here also, we will try to mix it properly, the liquid as well. And here, like we need to check exactly as similar to we used to do the rotis in kitchen. As the next step is to prepare the rotis like shape, right? So we need to prepare the dough in that fashion only. There is no exact formulation. We the proportion is a range only, means as ingredients. With the experience, with the output, we can change the composition proportion. Okay. Everyone has their own trade secret of this composition. And also with respect to problems which we are facing while processing and weather condition, we need to change it. Next, as I told you, we need to prepare roti-like shape. The thickness will be like that, like 0.5 mm, whatever thickness which you required. In that particular thickness, we need to prepare the roti-like structure. Then, as I told you, we need to keep that roti-like shape beneath the punch. Then we will apply the pressure with the help of lever to get the desired shape. You can see we are pressing this lever with the press mechanism. It will reflect it to that punch, and we will get the exact desired shape. And don't worry about that wastage mix. We can reuse that. You can see these are the 2 coils we are producing at a time. Okay. Okay, that was about the mosquito repellent coiling. Next and last technology which we have developed for the construction industry was stirrup making machine. Stirrup you have seen, and like while in construction industry, construction site, the stirrup are used while making that column support scaffold, right? These are the stirrups, okay, which are developed with the help of that iron rods. Okay, so this is the machine which we have developed, stirrup making machine. The products will be stirrups. Machine cost is 90,000 at Nagpur. Capacity 850 to 900 numbers, means quantity per day, means 7 to 8 hours, I can say. Okay, so I'm showing you the video. Initially, we have developed the pedal operated stirrup making machine so that the hilly region where no power supply is there, so they can afford it. We have seen this. I'm repeating the video. You can see we need to incorporate a bar over there, and there is a die which bends that particular bar. Okay, this was a pedal operated stirrup machine. Then we have modified this technology, and we have developed the automatic stirrup making machine where motors are being used, and the process is automated. You can see we are inserting the iron rod here. Okay, then there is a die. See the arrow. It is applying the pressure on that particular corner, like that corner, at particular that dimension length, and then it will get the desired shape. Okay, got it. This is the stirrup we can produce. Okay. Thank you. Thank you from my side. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Next.
Thank you, Abhijit ji. If anyone has questions, please ask questions. Any questions?
From where, I am Dr. Tripti Singh from Bhopal. I need to ask, from where can we purchase these machines? Are they available in the market, or do we have to contact VNIT for these things?
You can contact Vibhavani for that. We will arrange. We will arrange, Tripti ji.
Okay, sir.
Namaskar, I am Deepak Pandya from Vadodara, Gujarat. I just wanted to know the economic parts of it because the raw material, machinery, how it works, how to manufacturing it, but the real costing, as VNIT knows everything about it. So just we wanted to know the real costing of it and what will be the market price, so that what will be the profit structure into it. This just we wanted to know from Dr. Abhijit, please. Thank you, Abhijit.
Yes, sir. Uh, like as I said, economics means particularly for only for machine or end product.
Entire product like all
Okay.
all
Uh,
four machines and all entire product like. If you wanted to do it,
Right.
if you wanted to set up a small scale for a woman's for a group of women, and if you wanted to
Yes, I
use
can.
them as a business, I mean to say.
uh, that business model and exact economics will be shared with flowchart later on by our team. But currently, that's why I have mentioned these costs. Like machine cost, you can see like one woman can use this particular machine, single
That's
machine.
good. That's
And as I told you, the production will be like 10 kg per kg a day,
Hmm.
right? And raw material costing per kg, you can see 25 to 30 rupees kg. So
Yes, sir.
if she's doing means I'm telling you particular to single micro entrepreneur, okay, like if she is producing here 10 kg per day, okay, so if you would like to sell her raw agarbatti, then there are the market leaders like Cycle Brand or many other businessmen. They can purchase this agarbatti at 55 to 60 rupees per kg at cost. Where will be they are also supplying the raw material as well. So margin will be 10 to 50 rupees per kg, approx. 10 to 15 rupees per kg agarbatti. I'm telling you. That will be the profit margin for them. If that is for the raw agarbatti, as I said. If they would like to prepare their own brand, means like they would like to
Fragrance.
sell with their mogra fragrance, lavender fragrance.
Yeah.
As I told you, fragrance is having means they are costly, right? So depend on that, she can also set her particular margin, like in B2B, like for the selling raw agarbatti, she is getting 10 to 15 rupees as a margin per kg. But if she is having her own brand, she can sell it means with more percentage. Obviously, she will get the bulk order, and she will obviously the margin will be higher. Even if as I told you here, there's an input cost is a premix. As I told you here is a 20. It's it is in a small quantity. But if the production is high, if we are setting up the cluster, as said by Rajesh sir, if we are setting up the cluster, then machine will be more, the raw material consumption will be more. So we can obviously we can purchase the raw material in more quantity. Then this input price will also be reduced, and the margin hopefully it will increase. And
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you, Abhijit. One more question.
yes sir.
People saying today, it says that it is not advisable to use bamboo stick for agarbatti. If you
Yes.
if you burn bamboo stick, it gives a lot of negative energy to your house. So is there any alternate possibility of wooden stick for this? Please kindly explain. Thank you.
Yeah, there is a rumor or myth, whatever. People are thinking that with the burning of bamboos, then some negativity or spiritual effect is there. But currently, there are no bamboo-less agarbatti currently. But we can shift on dhoop stick or cone. As you know, there is a requirement of support. Like if we are considered the category of bamboo-less agarbatti, then we can shift it to dhoop stick and cone which we are seeing, cone-like
Cone,
structure. But the
yeah,
length, as we increase the length, we need a scaffold. We require the support. So but that particular thing, we need stick-like structure. And the various R&D is going on, sir, for that. Even VNIT is carrying this research. As I told you, currently bamboo stickers are importing from Vietnam and China. And VNIT is doing the research for the Indian bamboos as well. And we are working for that bamboo-less, we will try on that note also. But currently, bamboo-less agarbatti is not that much available. We can't. Even bamboo stick are helping for the burning as well, sir. It
Okay.
supports for the burning to charcoal and wood powder.
Works as a burning agent into it.
Burning agent or support burning. You can consider if we replace the bamboo stick, the
Mhm.
property of another stick, you can take any wood. It is
Mhm.
not compatible with the burning. So that's why internationally bamboo stick is widely used
Okay. Fine.
with respect to their property. Yes, sir.
Fine. Thank you very much. It was a fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Abhijit ji, I think we need to work out a project costing for individual as well as clusters that we will do later, so
Yes.
that they can have an idea what is the margin they will get. That will be the viability side of the project. As he said, the economics or the business of that unit.
Yes,
We
sir.
will prepare a small project costing. It
Sure,
can
sir.
vary according to the location, but it can be a model based on the situation in the VNIT. You can prepare the small variations we can account according to the region. I have one doubt. You are saying that the bamboo sticks, the Indian bamboo sticks are not utilized, but
Yes,
we
sir.
have a lot of availability in the, especially in the Northeast and in
Yes,
several
sir.
tribal areas.
Yes, sir.
So is there any scarcity or is there any uh, supply shortage from the Indian side, or is it regarding the quality?
Sir, that's the point. The quality and the properties which the agarbatti required. Currently, like bamboo, you are right, sir. Indian government is also encouraging the bamboo cultivation. Currently, that tulda bamboo means there are various species of that particular bamboo. Tulda and bambusa bamboo we are using for the this agarbatti making. And as per the study, like we have also procured the 50 species almost for this study, as we have got the grant for KVIC, that project we are handling to so that we can prepare the own Make in India bamboo stick. What happens, sir, while processing the bamboo stick, we have now to incorporate it due to shortage of time. Bamboo processing, there's a huge wastage, approximate 80% wastage while the production of the bamboo stick. With Indian bamboo stick, I'm telling you, 80% is huge. The R&D is going on. So now we are working, VNIT is working that how we can reduce that wastage and how we can use those Indian bamboo, like especially tulda or other species, so that we can prepare the good agarbatti and we can reduce the import dependency. That R&D is going on, sir, in VNIT itself. So currently we are working, but
I
still,
just want to add one more thing over here, that we are trying to reduce the waste, but waste will be there. We cannot make it 0%. So in that case, we are also developing some machines where this bamboo waste can be used for making the briquette, and that is also pedal operated. So no electricity is required. That machine already we have developed. So along with this agarbatti making machine, we can also use that machine, so that that bamboo waste can also be used in a proper manner. So that is also there. So it will not be then waste. We can convert that waste into some useful
well,
comment.
I would also like to add something over here. I am also presently working with bamboo cultivation and the products made out of it with a company, with a commercial company. They are using the wastage of bamboo to produce bamboo wool. Bamboo wool can as well be used in sanitary napkins. So they are trying to find out a machine which can convert this material, this waste material, that sawdust kind of a material or the fiber kind of a material, which can be converted into bamboo wool. So if there is any kind of technology with VNIT which can convert this easily, it will be quite helpful, because it has got natural silica, which is an antiseptic and antibacterial. So it was found that the wool made out of bamboo waste is very can very well be used as an absorbent wool in sanitary pads, and it will be biodegradable also. So we are looking out for options.
Okay, we'll also think on that. Thank you for your suggestion.
I think the presentation is self-explanatory, and we will have more queries when we have some actual physical training.
That is very
I
much
think-
required.
Yes, yes. So we will identify those participants who are interested for setting up such units, and we will conduct some physical training either in their locations or in the VNIT campus also, whichever is practical and possible. So I think we can go to the concluding session of this training program. We are expecting a series of technologies either from VNIT or from other institutions also, so that we can have a list of technologies which will actually provide some scope for enterprise model and livelihood. And National Innovation Foundation, which I am also part of that, we have also shortlisted some technologies for grassroots enterprises. Likewise, VNIT can identify more and more technologies. Already you have a list of technologies, so one by one we will start. We will actually focus on the implementation. This is only for creating some awareness. I am glad that around 10 to 12 states are participating in this training session, and around 22 organizations are there, and some few individuals have also joined. Some social entrepreneurs have also joined. So I think this training program was impactful in the initial, as an initial step. We will go for more programs in future. Thank you. Dr. Rashmi, you can take over.
Thank you, sir. That was a wonderful session. Let me thank Dr. Rajiv first, who coordinated with us, felt the need to get and disseminate these technology masses. So through Vibhavani, we can now reach to masses and disseminate all the technologies that we have developed. I thank all the participants, those who are interested in developing the cluster, those who are interested in helping unemployed youth or women through these technologies that are developed by VNIT. So I'm thankful to all those who have participated in this short program, one-day program. Thanks are due to Abhijit Raut for the excellent presentation and coordination, along with Kunal, has helped in this coordination. Thanks to Dr. Sachin Mandavane for coordinating this activity. Special mention of our Honorable Director VNIT, Dr. P.M. Patte, and the Dean and Professor Dr. Dilip Peshwe sir, constantly supporting us, encouraging us to carry out such kind of activities wherein we can reach the masses and help them with the technologies that we have developed at VNIT. So I thank one and all once again. Thank you for joining this meeting. Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Sir, you have a closing note.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
बंद कर दो, क्लोज करना है.
Thank you.
Thank you all. We will get back to VNIT with a list of people who are interested, and whatever training and machinery needs are there, we will of course be in touch. So we will send a circular to all the participants regarding the presentation, and the videos which are shown will be circulated with the permission of VNIT. So we hope to take this forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll share the recording of this meeting also. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Rashmi.